All right, let's just jump right in. We're asking a pretty huge question today. Are we looking at the next Nvidia? What if the company that's poised for that kind of insane, explosive growth isn't some tiny startup nobody's heard of, but a giant that's been right under our noses this entire time? Yeah, because as we speak, there's one company quietly making all the right moves, setting itself up to be an absolutely essential piece of the AI revolution. And hey, welcome back to our S&P 500 series. This is the show where we break down the most influential companies on the planet so you can see exactly what makes them tick and how they're literally shaping the world around us. Okay, really quick, our usual disclaimer. Remember, all of this is for educational and informational purposes only. It is absolutely not financial advice. Please always do your own research before making any investment decisions. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's get to the main event. So, who is this company that's been hiding in plain sight? Today, we're looking at a true titan of the tech world. And it's so fundamental to how our digital world actually works. It's one you really don't want to overlook. The company is Broadcom. Now, maybe you've heard the name, but do you have any idea what they actually do? Let's dig in here, because in a lot of ways, Broadcom is pretty much the backbone of the internet itself. So what is Broadcom, really? Think of them as the master architects of connectivity. They're the ones designing the super specialized high-performance chips that are basically the nervous system for our digital world. We're talking the custom chips that allow massive data centers to even function, the components that make your Wi-Fi seamless, and now the absolutely critical networking hardware that allows thousands of AI processors to work together as one giant brain. Okay, so why are we talking about Broadcom now? Well, the case for its future growth is tied directly to the single biggest tech shift happening today: the AI boom. The story really starts here. Everyone, and I mean everyone, from tiny startups to global superpowers, is pouring an absolutely unprecedented amount of money into building out AI. And this number, wow, it just perfectly illustrates the scale we're talking about. By 2026 alone, companies are projected to spend over $500 billion just on AI infrastructure. That's a staggering amount of money. So where is all that money going? A huge, huge chunk of it is going to the companies that build the foundational hardware. Companies like Broadcom. In fact, some analysts are projecting that Broadcom's revenue just from AI could surge past $100 billion in the coming years. You guys, that's not just growth, that's a potential explosion. And this is exactly why the Nvidia comparison is so compelling. Think about it like this. If Nvidia builds the powerful GPU engines for AI, then Broadcom builds the entire high-speed highway system and the plumbing that connects all those engines. They create this specialized custom chips and networking fabric that let thousands of those powerful engines communicate without any bottlenecks. Without Broadcom's tech, you just have a garage full of engines going nowhere. Both are essential toolmakers in this new AI gold rush. So the crucial takeaway is this: all the signals are pointing in one direction. You have skyrocketing demand for custom AI chips, a massive expansion of data centers, and unprecedented cloud growth. Broadcom is sitting right at the intersection of all three, benefiting directly from every single one of them. Okay, but before we get too carried away, let's pump the brakes for a second. It's time for an important reality check. Now, this is so important to remember. Not every company that just slaps AI onto its press release is going to be a winner. A lot of it is just market hype. The key is to differentiate the talkers from the builders. You want to look for companies generating real, massive revenue from the actual tangible demand for AI infrastructure. That is the core of this whole thesis. And this brings us to the bigger picture, the key lesson we can take away from this entire situation. This really reveals a smarter way to look at these markets. It's not always about finding a tiny, unknown startup before anyone else. It's about identifying a massive, undeniable trend, like a $500 billion build-out of AI, and understanding where all that money has to flow. Then, it's about seeing which companies are positioned, like a dam on a river, to benefit from that powerful current over the long haul. And that's the whole point of this series. We're breaking down these foundational companies that are literally building the future, so you can have a much clearer picture of how our world is changing. If this kind of analysis is helpful and you don't want to miss the next major company we break down, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. It really does help. You'll want to be here for the next one, because the company we have lined up, well, let's just say its impact might be even bigger. We'll see you then.